I've played Persona a lot, so much so that I feel like I could call myself a Persona fan. But instead of playing the 10th Persona 5 game to deepen my love for the franchise, I thought, why not play the original games? That way I could gatekeep it from all the other new fans that don't play any of the games and become a true Persona fan. So, this story is my journey through Persona 1. Let's get started. This is where our story begins. I'll let Streamraker take it from here. Today, and for the next couple of streams, the plan is that we're gonna play Persona 1. Now, this morning, before I went and had to go to work, this morning I went and I got Persona 1, so we could play it. Got Persona 1. I did some mischievous emulation tactics, not pirating, emulation tactics that were free, but not pirating. Gray zone, gray matter, okay? Yeah, I definitely pirated that shit. I mean, it's so easy to pirate nowadays. I mean, look, you can literally play Persona 1 on your phone. You can play every Pokemon game on your phone, basically, other than the Switch games. I mean, come on. It's too easy to pirate shit now. Anyways, it's time we get introduced to our cast of characters for this game. We have Mark, our act first, ask questions later character. Brown, our token comedic effect. Yuka, who, to be honest, I don't really know. She wasn't really in our story. Eriko, who also we don't really know, wasn't really in our story. We have Nanjo, our token I'm actually character. Yukino, who also I don't really know. She wasn't really in our story. And, of course, us, the main character. And this is also where we are presented with our first choice of the game. Little did I know that these choices would actually be very important for the end of the game. Our first choice being to either bet on Mark or bet on Brown, on if the Persona game we're about to play will work. We choose to side with Brown, thinking that the Persona game will work and that Personas are real. We then started the Persona game, and after watching this cutscene, it definitely reminded me of the 3 a.m. challenges we all used to do as kids.
Alright guys, today we're gonna be summoning John Pork at 3 a.m. by calling him.
What? Do you guys not like that shit anymore? Come on. What about Slenderman? You guys don't like Slenderman anymore? Ah, get the fuck out of here.
The Persona game worked, but not in the way that we thought it would. Child! Hide the Minecraft players! Oh shit. Oh my god, we're all getting struck by lightning. During our involuntary nap, we have a dream of this man in white named Philemon, and he basically just asks us, "Yo, what's your name, my friend?" And we're like, "I don't know." And then we get to pick our name. And after some deliberation with my chat, we decided on the name DaBaby. And after we picked our name, we went back to Philemon, and he was like, "Man, you're a pretty cool dude. Here, take this Persona." Alright, you good. You can wake up now.
We awaken the nurse's office who, damn! Look at that render! Anyways, we then regather our thoughts and head to the hospital to see Maki, a student who has been terminally ill for the past year. On our way to Maki, we actually get lost several times, and this is because the game really does not tell you where to go, and you basically just have to guess based off of the designs of the buildings, which eventually works as we get there. We reach Maki and have a conversation, but are interrupted by Maki having an attack where a whole ass earthquake happens. Everyone's like, damn, that's bad, let's go check on Maki. But then, the door that we're going through leads to nowhere. And it turns out everything had kind of been switched around in the hospital. And we stumble into a room where there are zombies and everyone's like, what the fuck is going on? And then Nanjo's butler, who was defending this woman, dies by the zombies, and Nanjo was unsurprisingly pissed off about that. So we end up nuking the zombies using our new Persona skills, and after we find our bearings after this devious fight, we then find a safe room where our first stream finally comes to an end. So that was stream 1. I hope you guys enjoyed that first part. Chapter 1's done. You might ask, why am I outside? Why is there banging going on? It's July 3rd. July 4th is about to happen, so fireworks are going crazy. I'm just hiding from Joker because I don't want him to find me, because if he finds me, he's gonna force me to play his new gacha game, and I don't like gacha games. Okay, enjoy chapter 2. Goodbye.
Here for round 2 of Persona. We're gonna play this game for a while today, a few hours probably. So yeah, hopefully it'll be good. Stream 2. Burp. Continuing off from stream 1,
we start fighting our way through the hospital. On our way, I start to notice that the battle frequency in this game is very, very high, and that every few steps you take leads to a battle. And this made the journey through the hospital and the rest of the game feel more like a horror game than a JRPG.
There's a lot to uncover here. It's a dead end this way. I don't know why I decided to...
We managed to scrape our way into the entrance of the hospital, and there we are presented with the second choice of the game. Help the woman who is trapped, or run away from the enemies. We choose to save the woman, which sends us into another battle. I high-key was expecting this battle to be hard, but Ellie appeared and made this entire fight a cakewalk. Plus, it was just zombie enemies, so it would have been light anyway. After the fight, Ellie tells us that Maki's mother has collapsed in the shrine, and we head there to help. During our journey, we encountered more battles, and at this point, I started to get really the combat in this game. The way they have the turn-based in this game is different than the other games. So instead of each person going one at a time, you set up each person's move, and then they all do the moves that you set up. Anyway, this made the combat very repetitive, and it didn't help that we were getting the same enemies most of the time. We reached Maki's mom, and she was shot by Sebek's I can't speak! And she was shot by Sebek's soldiers after helping create the Deva system, which is a device causing all the weird changes to our world. Mark and Nanjo decide that they are too alpha to help women in need and leave to go to the police station to acquire weapons. At this point, I want to point out how we're treating Maki's mom. Like, bro, why are we throwing her onto the ground every time we talk to someone? Can someone pick her up, please? Anyhoozle, we take her to the infirmary because I guess a high school infirmary can stop gunshot wounds, and now Maki's mom is chilling there. Yukino and Ellie head to the hole in the wall, and we meet them there. And all of a sudden, Maki appears. And everyone's like, what? And it's true, because it makes zero sense. The same Maki who's terminally ill and can't leave, that makes acting all fine and dandy. This shit literally cannot be real. Nanjo then appears from the hole and tells everyone that Mark has been captured by the police. So me, Maki, and Nanjo head there. During this time, we learn that Maki doesn't know what a police station is, and she also doesn't remember anything about the hospital. We get to the police station and enter, only to have our asses absolutely fried in the first fight. We narrowly escaped that shit, but decided we gotta get Mark's ass out of there, or some unholy things could happen to him.
You need to hang up that computer call, come over here and kiss me on my hot mouth. I'm feeling romantical.
So we head back in, braving the dark dungeon until we reach the prison cells where Mark and Brown are residing. After freeing them, the boss appears, and we have a fight that went surprisingly well. I was expecting a hard fight, but instead it was quite easy. After leaving the police station, I try heading back to the school, only to find that it's completely gone. Like, what? How the fuck did that happen? So instead we headed to the abandoned factory, where we can sneak into the Sebek facility to learn the answers we are seeking.
Alright, so that's chapter 2 down. Hope you guys are enjoying the video so far. Oh, that's weird. I'm getting a call from Joker. Let me put on speakerphone for us.
Got you right here. Die. It's over. Oh, take this.
Okay. I don't know. Enjoy chapter 3.
Before starting up Stream 3, I did some research on why I haven't seen the Velvet Room yet, and it turns out that it's not a mandatory place to go to, though it is very important. After doing some more research online, it turns out it can appear in the dungeons and also at the mall. So before continuing our journey into Sebek, we took a detour to the mall and started exploring. We found the Velvet Room, some other shops, and the best of all, casino! Yeah! Woo! After spending some time there, we went into the Velvet Room to meet Igor and start messing around with personas. You may have asked why the Velvet Room is so important, and it's for this exact reason. The only way you can get new personas in this game is by fusing them here, in the Velvet Room. What's really interesting about this game is that you can fuse new personas for every character, when in the later games you can only fuse personas for the main character. We fused our first new persona, then headed back to the abandoned factory to explore the facility. But once we entered, I realized the dungeon was a lot larger than I thought, and I decided it would be best to tackle this next stream.
Hey guys. Welcome to something I'm gonna call Raker Trivia. Basically, I'm gonna ask one trivia question, and you put the answer in the comments. And this is basically a test to see if you guys are actually watching the video. So, the trivia question for today is gonna pertain to Persona, and that question is, what is the first Persona you receive in Persona 4? Leave that answer in the comments, and I'll see it and like it and stuff, and you'll be cool. You'll be cool to me, which isn't a high honor, but you know. Okay. Anyway, the question is, what is The first persona you receive in Persona 4. That is the question. I've said it twice now. So, you take that and you answer, you put it in the comment section, and secret level. Bye-bye. After lots of fighting,
Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. I didn't realize we were playing like that.
collecting spell cards,
Want a spell card? Yes.
and exploring, we finally reach the top of the Sebek dungeon. Here we confront Kandori and are thrown into a boss fight against his right-hand man and goons. This boss fight was the first that had me starting to sweat, was really needing to think out each decision and form of attack. After defeating his goons, we chase Kandori to the Deva system, where the little girl from the start of the game appears again. She calls Kandori Daddy. Oh hell nah! And the doctor who is operating the machine steps in to stop Kandori as well. They end up running into the Deva system, and the doctor's like, don't turn this hoe off, because it'll kill us both and this will all be over. But if you do turn it off, you'll save us, but we will be trapped here. Now we are given the choice. Keep the machine on, or turn it off to save the doctor. I decide to keep it on, thinking sacrificing one for many is the right thing to do, but the little girl intervenes and sends us back to the school. At this point, I start speculating, and having two massive, almost Oppenheimer-level Jimmy Neutron brain blasts of theories.
Oh my god, we've been being sent. Wait!
Okay, I think I know what happened. So the reason why Maki didn't understand what was going on is because Maki got pulled from another time and got sent. The Maki that we're with got pulled from before she got the terminal illness, and that's why she doesn't understand, like, oh, this new gym, what's going on? So she got pulled from a different time. Then the little girl is pulling people from different times. The little girl then took us from the Sebek facility and sent us back to 6 months ago when we still had the old gym. That's why Yukino doesn't know anything, because Yukino hasn't experienced it yet.
Wait a minute, no. It's the other way around.
Are we going into alternate... We're going into alternate realities. No, it's alternate realities, okay? Because listen to this. Maki, terminal illness, sad, lonely. All of a sudden, she's not remembering specific things because she's a different universe as Maki that is healthy, no terminal illness. Yuko used to be a hard-working individual working for money because she was poor. In this, it seems like she's cocky and doesn't know what's happening, and is cocky and has money and is rich.
As we continue to explore the school, it's revealed that this is in fact an alternate world from our own, and the Maki who is with us originated from this reality. And now it makes sense why she is healthy and doesn't remember anything about the hospital. After these epiphanies, we try to leave the school, but are stopped by the little girl once again, and she turns the school into a dungeon for us to fight through.
Alright, okay, alright. Level up. I leveled up. It's a step forward. Power courses through me.
The school dungeon was an easier area than most of the game, and it ended up being more learning experiences than actual difficult battles. Except the toilets. I hate those toilets. Near the start of the dungeon, we learned what the difference between Persona level and regular level is. So we got level, which is pretty much just like your basic character level, more like I'm gonna increase your stats and do this, and it's like the gauge of like how like strong you are. And then you got Persona level, and Persona level is more like what you use for the Velvet Room. So like if I'm level 40 and my Persona level is level 35, because for some reason this game's fucking Persona level system is stupid, I can only fuse level 35 personas and down. I can't fuse level 40 personas. So it's two different split, and you could see in the game there's like two levels. You got your level and then your persona level. So you got your persona level. Persona level is really important. It's really important you know the difference. Hopefully this helped. It probably didn't, but whatever. One of the closer calls in the dungeon was the Nekomatas, since I didn't have their weaknesses, and they also pointed out a big issue in my party. The fact I had no skills to remove ailments. Not to mention the Tarukaja stack that would be absolutely lethal to my party. We managed to survive just by contacting them and asking them for the spell card, which they declined, but leave anyway, thank God. Eventually, our party arrives at the courtyard where the little girl is waiting. She calls Mark a monkey and makes monkey noises. Did they keep this in the American version? She then summons a robotic rat for us to fight, and this is the boss of this area. Overall, not a hard fight, just long and a bit tedious. We finish the fight and the school returns to normal. Right after, Yosuke takes us to the library to meet a cult bro who tells us that this door is connected to something important. And also that we need to go to Elias' shrine to learn where to go next. Bro, I swear this game feels so much like a scavenger hunt sometimes. It is... man, okay. Anyway, we head to the shrine where we meet Philemon once again. He enlightens us with the information that we can use the subway to make it to the next part of town, and also that we need the Expel mirror to make it through. Ugh, burp. You may ask, what did I do with this information? Absolutely fucking nothing. I went straight back to the mall and gambled my heart out, where this stream came to a close. Hi, it's me, Raikir Reefle. And just here to let you guys know that I totally lost my train of thought. This was all streamed on Twitch, twitch.tv/RakerRifle. If you want to see me play my next game, which will probably be, I don't know, I'm currently 50-50. If you guys want to maybe hash it out in the comments, Expedition 33 or Persona 5 Strikers, I've got both of those on the docket. After that, I was thinking Hollow Knight, just depends on what you guys feeling. Heard Hollow Knight's pretty good, I've never played it, but I saw Expedition 33 and I've already played some of it, but I thought it would be interesting. Anyway, enjoy Chapter 6. Now that we've gambled our hearts out, we headed to the subway. This place was really short, but it's just because it's an area to get from place to place. We managed to get to the crossing point where the fishman is going to the door, and he's like, yo, I need to see the mirror for you on a box. And this is when I realized I completely forgot we needed the Expel mirror. And the information that I needed to remember last stream? Yeah, I totally forgot that shit. Anyway, after a Google search, we took the Expel mirror out of the museum place and showed it to the fish, almost like how gang members flash their guns before they box.
Yeah, you see this? Yeah, what you...
So we make it to the other side, and I see there's a black market, and that looks like the only way through, so I head in there thinking, yeah, we'll stock up on some items, and we'll be good to go. But then people start talking about this harem queen, and then I try to leave. And I can't. This is not good. Turns out I'm in the next dungeon called Kama Palace, and this is my least favorite dungeon in the game. It's because of just how outright confusing and tedious this place is to me. There are like 10 floors, and you need to use secret paths by falling through specific tiles to reach the end. And when you reach it once, the mole lady who is Maki's friend sends you back to the start, and you have to do it all again. And during this BS, we also have some fights that are near impossible to win due to the fact I still don't have any way to combat ailments and status effects. And this is best shown in my fight with these crows. So pretty much when the crows are in the back, they spam Marin Karin, which is a full party chance to be afflicted with charm, and it hit everyone except Mark, who's resistant to most if not all ailments due to his persona. This led to the most stressful fight of all time, where I ended up trying to escape multiple times, which ended up working. We finally reached the end of the dungeon. Hey guys, it's Editor Raker tuning in here. I'm just noticing how much people keep calling Mark a monkey. I didn't put this in the video, but Nanjo called him a monkey, and now Maki's friend is also calling him a monkey. Like, guys, what are we doing here? Stop calling Mark a monkey. He's mean, is racist. It's not cool. Also, if you're still here, thanks. Subscribe, please. And fight Maki's mole lady friend and win with relative ease. And then her and Maki make up after, and everything ends up being pretty chill. We are then directed to our next dungeon, Mana Castle.
More! And that's that. Good. Yeah. Okay.
At this point, I'm beginning to realize that at the start of each stream, I basically have complete amnesia, because I ended up getting completely lost for a whole hour before realizing I had to go to Mana Castle. We get inside Mana Castle to meet Aki once again, and she closes the hoe off. Now we need to go get a moon compact thingy to open the door. Apparently we can find it in the Lost Forest, so we head over there and make our way through. Overall, not a bad dungeon, but kinda short. We end up coming up onto this gingerbread house, where we find another little girl. This one wearing white instead of black, named Mai. She's almost like the good version of Aki, and is more timid and shy. My brain then starts finally turning its cogs and realizes that Mai and Aki combined makes Maki, and that they are all the same person, basically. We persuade her to give us the item we need, and we head back to Mana Castle once again. The door opens, and it turns out it was a trap set by Kandori so he can use his special compacts to carry out his plan. We rush through the Mana Castle with ease to reach Kandori. Kandori then gives us his evil plan spiel, and then drops his whole ass new castle dungeon on our original world. Then he spawns a boss for us to fight, and this fight, oh man, this fight. Probably the most stressed I've been playing this game, and it's mostly because of how beefy he was. I genuinely thought I was gonna run out of SP, and we almost did, but we managed to pull through. Kandori escapes back to the regular world, so we head to the haunted mansion to find the means to chase him down. So I actually started off this stream by doing some persona swaps to kind of optimize my team a bit, and to be honest, it didn't do much, and this is because of how underleveled we were. Like, I legit could not get any spell cards from the last 3 dungeons, and this set me up for more failure than success. But with what we had, we managed to make a solid team, and I had a shaky but good feeling we could push through. The haunted mansion was a pretty enjoyable dungeon, and it helped that the enemies weren't too bad. The only real issue was that I kept getting lost due to the size of the dungeon. After some more exploring, we reached a room where we could hear Maki's mom calling for her. Upon entering, we found a demon instead. I was then prompted with another decision. Hold back and not attack, or attack and fight the demon. By the way, bars, holy bars right there. I decided to hold back, believing that Maki's mom was still present inside, and this proved to be the right choice, saving us from both a boss and a bad decision. Maki's mom then helps us get back into the real world, and we are shipped straight into Deva Yuga, by far the largest and most tribulating dungeon for me. At this point, it became clear the level gap is prevalent, because we're doing piss levels of damage to most enemies. Enough to live, but not enough to be easy. But with many close calls and moments where I thought this place would never end, we made it through to Kandori. And this boss was tough. Kandori turned into some Buddha monster, and he was shredding my party members. However, with some quick thinking and party member movement using revives, we were able to abuse Kandori's AI into using moves that don't do much damage, and we managed to pull through using SP items to keep our party members afloat. After defeating Kandori, a lot is revealed, and it really breaks open the story. Pretty much the world we thought was an alternate reality was actually Maki's version of the ideal world. Her own paradise per se, and all the people in that world, including this Maki herself, is a figment of the real Maki's imagination. This explains the amnesia about the hospital and not knowing what a police station is. In her paradise, those things don't exist. Mai and Aki are also only aspects of Maki herself, which we already predicted earlier. Maki's wavelengths linked up perfectly with the Deva system, and this is what caused the connection of the two worlds. The ideal Maki cannot take this and leaves the party. Kandori warns us to go to her so that she won't become like him. Lonely. We rushed to Maki, who was deeper inside Deva Yuga. Luckily, I remembered the room that looked like it was important and headed straight there. Getting there was difficult though, because Maki was our only healer. This means I had to rely on defeating the enemies before they can attack, and healing using medicine and other items. Entering the room, we found 4 Makis. The ideal Maki, the 2 child versions of Mai and Aki, and the real hospitalized Maki in the middle with the Deva system pretty much strapped to her face. She kinda looks like Ultron, low-key. Just take a look, side-by-side angle. The idealized Maki returns to the fake world to be alone, and we have no way of reaching her because the mirror is shattered. However, we have all of the compacts of the Makis, so we create a new way into the world and enter it. This is it, the final chapter. After using the compact to enter the fake world, we ended up in the Lost Forest with Maki's mom. She was also confused as to how she got here, and we ended up going deeper into the Lost Forest to find Maki. We reach her and she's wearing this mask that, to be honest, has aura, and we tell her to stop hiding from the truth. Then Nanjo lays down some hard bars which convince Maki to rejoin the party. Then speak to Mai in the gingerbread house, and she tells us that we must get all the compacts in order to open Pandora's door at the school. This way we can reach the Deva system and put an end to the madness. We have almost all the compacts at this point except True Maki's compact, and we can find True Maki at the Alaya Cavern, which is located behind Alaya's shrine. This dungeon was interesting mostly due to the fact that we could only bring the baby and Maki in, and since the level difference was so high, the battles began getting close now. While exploring, we come to a room with another baby inside. He speaks to us and tells us that he knows us fully, since he is in fact us. And this is where all those decisions we've made come into play. With the good deeds and decisions we've made, he deems us worthy to give us the items to fuse our ultimate personas. Now, did we end up doing this? Nah! But still useful and a cool gameplay element that makes choices feel important. We then reach Real Maki, and she gives us the final compact needed to open Pandora's door. We do the ritual dance in front of the door and it opens. We enter, and this gets us into the final dungeon of the game, Avidia World. And this is where it finally happened. The level gap became so high that I could barely win fights, and I had to escape or talk my way out. And this dungeon is so long and large and confusing that I had to actually use a whole map I found in order to navigate it. Luckily, there were some save points around, which made it less stressful. However, they were some distance away from each other, which can lead to a time loss. After navigating most of the dark depths, we reached the final level, and this is where the hardest enemies were. Unfortunately, with just being a few steps away from the boss, I run into a battle that I cannot win. My party is wiped, and I lose almost an hour of progress in the dungeon. You can see it on my face. The despair. The utter loss of the moment. I thought that I would never beat this game. That we would never be able to see this thing through. But we weren't done yet. With some tacos in my system and a small intermission, I knew that there was one way to victory. I remember seeing something at the very start of the game when I was looking through game settings and learning the emulator. The cheats tab. Now I know that sounds bad and may turn you off from the rest of this, but before you leave a mean comment, just listen. I love turn-based games and all games in general. To me, I think it's an incredible feeling to beat a game using all of your knowledge and abilities in the process, and I believe that skill does outweigh power. But unfortunately, at this point in the game, I am way outclassed. I am over 20 levels under-leveled, and there is no way for me to match without hours and hours of grinding. So I thought the more entertaining route would be to experiment with cheating in order to finish this. Why not use all the tools at my disposal, right? It took some time and some tutorial watching. But in the end, the cheats were acquired, and now we can continue through the dungeon. After shredding enemies and coasting back to where we were, we confront the final boss of the game, Pandora Maki. And this thing is hella weird looking, like, ugh! And we begin to battle it. And during this fight, I was thinking that without cheats, I would not have been able to beat this thing. Like, holy cow, this fight was tough. But we made it through and defeated Pandora Maki and stopped the Deva system. Before Maki disappeared, she gave DaBaby a kiss on the cheek, to which, ew? Like, girl, I don't even know you, the fuck? And then it's all over. The world saved, and everyone is happy. Maki is cured of her illness, and everyone lives happily ever after.
Maki Tsunemura. With her illness completely cured, she matured into a cheerful, positive woman. She won an award at a major exhibit and has received lucrative commission offers, but her priorities still lie with spending time with her mother. She recently was seen enjoying dinner with her mother and a man who seemed to be her boyfriend. He won over his strongly opposed parents and went to New York on his own. Peak! His street art style has received critical acclaim, and news of his notoriety even reached Japan. His mother still pesters him with phone calls every week. Oh my god. Nanjo. As a part of his executive training, he took a job at incognito as a salesman at Nanjo Group's subsidiary. After seeing how the rest of the world lives, he slowly became mellower. Some have spotted him sleeping on the train, wearing a tie embroidered with the phrase "number 1." After rising to fame and fortune, he openly revealed the embarrassment of his school days on a TV talk show. His openness boosted his position in magazine popularity surveys, bringing him to even greater heights. Even with his lofty career, he always keeps an interest in any news about Mark. Aww! My two yaoi boys. As for his fate, that's for you to decide.
You guys made it. It's done. I finished it. I'm recording this. I just finished it. I did one last look through. I'm so happy. This is like my summer magnum opus. It feels like super proud of this. Probably my favorite video I've ever made. It's been about a year since I actually started YouTube. I guess not a year, but like so when I tried to make my first ever YouTube video, it was a Cruelty Squad video, and I couldn't finish it because I didn't know how. So this video is kind of like a bit of a love letter to both me and to you guys about like how, you know, you can do it. I did it. It's been a year and I did it. I learned enough that I could finish a video of this quality and caliber. And I mean, Lord knows there's some issues with it probably, but I still love it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe if you liked it. I'm gonna be making a lot more. This was really fun, so we're gonna definitely make more. Anyway, bye.